Every now and again, a game comes along that is so special and so innovative that it changes its genre forever. The jury is still out on if Red Dead Redemption 2 will change open world games, but the playground Rockstar has created is so immersive, deep and full of consequences that you can bet every game that comes after it is going to have to live up to that standard. And that's what this list is, a group of games that have defined what their genre would be for years to come. This is Twisted Bad Gaming's 7 titles that have redefined their genre.
Rockstar Games have had a huge impact on the industry throughout the years, so it's no surprise to find one of their titles on this list. While it could easily have been GTA 5 for the frankly ridiculously successful GTA Online, we're going to go back to the game that put GTA and Rockstar on the map. GTA 3 not only set the template for the games in the series to come, it was essential for the birth of the open world sandbox, where the stories that you create by getting up to no good were just as important as the stories that you were being told.
I see nothing but good things for you, my boy. Anything you want.
Since the text adventures of the early days of the industry, games have told great stories. Whether that's through ambient storytelling that gamers have to discover for themselves, or a carefully crafted narrative. Having a great story wasn't what made Uncharted Drake's Fortune stand out, it's the way that it told its story. The huge set pieces, beautiful cutscenes, and characters brought to life by incredible performances all brought a little slice of Hollywood to video games. We'd never really heard of performance capture before the Uncharted series brought us characters that looked and sounded so realistic, and if you look around the rest of the industry now, the importance of performance has grown exponentially. So many games have stories that resemble big budget movies, and the first Uncharted went a long way to starting that trend.
A man only interested in the climax. He must be a real hit with the ladies. Never had any complaints.
Now, before all the PC gamers out there get annoyed, we know that RPGs lived and thrived on that platform for years before the release of The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. We also know that a lot of hardcore RPG and Elder Scrolls fans were disappointed that it simplified some of the RPG aspects of the game. The reason they did this? To make the game accessible to console players, a first for the series. And boy, did it pay off. Not only was the game a big success for Bethesda, it also brought the big RPG into the mainstream. And now you could argue that the next Elder Scrolls game, Skyrim, was more important to bringing the RPG to the entire world, but Oblivion did it first, and it set the groundwork for all the many easily accessible RPGs that have been hugely successful since.
I have seen the gates of Oblivion, beyond which no waking eye may see.
If Oblivion brought the RPG into the attention of the mainstream gamer, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare made the online first-person shooter genre kick the mainstream gamer right in the face and then steal their socks.
Hey, my socks!
Modern Warfare had a great single-player campaign with a strong story and brilliant shooting, but where it stood out was its online offering. PC players might have been used to playing great first-person shooters, but console and casual gamers didn't have anything like that to play. Then, along comes Modern Warfare, which, with its incredibly simple and fast-paced online offering that anyone can get into and love. It's without doubt the most important Call of Duty game of all time, and without it, one of the most successful franchises and genres ever might not exist in quite the same way.
50,000 people used to live here. Now it's a ghost town.
Tactical, espionage, action. 3 wonderfully Kojima buzzwords used to describe the Metal Gear Solid series. While the stealthy gameplay of the series started back on the MSX2, it was Metal Gear Solid on the PlayStation that put stealth games on the map. The tension created by sneaking around a 3D world was too good to ignore, and plenty of other games followed suit, with Splinter Cell, Assassin's Creed and Hitman making stealth a core part of their games. The Metal Gear series moved away from pure stealth with 5, but stealth has become a staple of so many action games, giving gamers a choice of how to approach different situations. We don't think that would have happened if it weren't for the events on Shadow Moses all those years ago.
You are a highly skilled warrior, well suited to this stealth mission.
Fighting games have been a constant within the gaming landscape, a genre that invites both high-end competition and button mashing between friends. But Street Fighter 2 is the game that really launched the genre up until the next level. With a well-balanced roster and a game that was easy to play but hard to master, made it perfect for both the arcade and in the home. Ironically enough, the feature that separates Street Fighter 2 from other fighters of the time was originally a bug. The ability to cancel an animation by inputting another command wasn't originally intended, but after Capcom developers encountered the bug, they liked the responsiveness of it so much that it ended up remaining in the finished product. Street Fighter 2 defined the fighter genre and is still played at competitive levels even to this day.
Any game that still has a dedicated and active fanbase 14 years after its initial release has made a huge impact on its genre. However, this isn't going to list all the reasons why World of Warcraft redefined the MMORPG. So what did it truly define? Well, games as a service. I'm sure you've all heard that phrase before, but World of Warcraft essentially helped coin the term. Games as a service is the notion that one game can be continuously played with a stream of DLC and updates keeping the game seem fresh over the years. The monthly subscription basis is the major drawback. However, it means that there was no need for microtransactions or in-game purchases to have any importance placed on them. The same game that was released back in 2004 is still being played today, but it is totally unrecognisable from what it used to be due to the constant updates that keep the game fresh. Blizzard helped set in motion the games as a service trend that has been done so brilliantly and so terribly since.
So there you have it, 7 games that we think redefined their genre. But what do you think? What games completely changed your favourite genre? Or do you think we're completely wrong and are super mad about it? Let us know in the comments below, and please share the video. And hey, why not subscribe? We'd love to have you around.